Sony Ending Blu-Ray production, PlayStation productions might work on a non-first-party IP, PS5 sales smashing records, and Phil Spencer on Starfield for PS5. Let's get to it. First up, Sony has announced that they are ending production of recordable Blu-ray discs starting February 2025, with no plans for a successor. According to The Verge, this also includes some formats like mini discs and mini DVDs, but exactly what does this mean for gaming? Well, for now there's nothing to worry about. This change only affects recordable consumer media, but the fact that there's no successor to Blu-ray likely means that there won't be any physical media in future generations. There's also the fact that digital downloads and cloud gaming are already taking over, so this feels like the final nail in the coffin for physical media and likely just another step toward that digital-only future. Adding an example to this, we have Matt Piscatella from Circana, who reports that sales of box video games in the US are at an all-time low, and it's likely the same for other regions, with more players choosing the comfort of downloads instead of physical media. Physical media going away completely is a bad move for consumers and game preservation, making it harder for you to hold onto gaming history, and these companies can remove your games from your digital libraries at any moment. There have been some efforts from certain companies like Limited Run Games for collectors to be able to get disc-based media, but even then we have had PlayStation and Xbox do digital-only consoles this generation, and they might as well just ditch the disc in the next generation. For now, the fact is that there's no successor to Blu-ray and the rest is just a speculation, but what do you think? Do you think that they will skip these drives the next generation? Are you ready for a digital-only future? Sound off in the comments. Let's continue talking sales numbers, since Matt Piscatella also revealed that PS5 sales in the US are pacing ahead of PS4 during the same timeframe. That's a huge win for Sony, especially since the PS4 was already a record-breaking console for them. Now, on Blue Sky, Matt Piscatella said, and I quote, "Through each console's first 50 months in the US market, live to date ending December 2024 for both Xbox Series and PS5, PS5 lifetime unit sales are 7% ahead of PS4's pace, while Xbox Series trails Xbox One by 18%. Through 38 months in the US through December 2023, PS5 led PS4 by 6%, while Xbox Series trailed Xbox One by 13%. So the gap with PS4 has widened by 1% in a year where Sony didn't push big first-party games. Meanwhile, Xbox Series lag compared to Xbox One has declined even more, but Microsoft has already moved to a model where they are pushing more Game Pass than hardware. Now, console sales in the US were not that good in 2024, with all three PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo facing declines. That's partially because there were not as many hits in 2024 compared to 2023. PS5 was coming from a record-breaking year, moving 21.8 million consoles in 2023, and the Switch was dwindling due to the upcoming Switch 2. The expectation for PS5 this year is that exclusives like Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding 2 can help move units, but above all is Grand Theft Auto 6 that should boost both PS5 and Xbox Series, since the game is not on last gen and also not on PC. That is, if it doesn't get delayed to 2026. Now, are you surprised that the PS5 is doing this well, or is it something that you expected? Let's discuss in the comments. Switching gears, it seems that PlayStation productions will be taking on a non-first-party IP for the first time. The Hollywood Reporter indicates that Sony is partnering with Capcom to bring Resident Evil to the big screen. The survival horror series has been adapted multiple times. We had the Paul Anderson movies that are not what fans wanted for the series, but they did $1.2 billion worldwide. There's been several animated ones that have been received very positive, and then there was the previous Welcome to Raccoon City that tried taking things to the source, but it didn't do well among critics and also fans were split on it. PlayStation Productions meanwhile has had its fair share of successes like the Uncharted movie, The Last of Us and the Twisted Metal TV series, and they also have other projects like the God of War TV show, the Ghost of Tsushima anime, and there's also a Horizon movie, so we'll see what they can do with Resident Evil. Rumors say the next movie will be directed by Zach Kreger, who did The Barbarian, with Shay Hatten from Army of the Dead and also John Wick Chapter 4 doing the script. Plus, there are 4 studios currently bidding for distribution, including Netflix and Warner Bros. Outside of that, we don't know anything else, but there were also some rumors that this is a Resident Evil 0 adaptation with both Rebecca and Billy. And there was also something from leaker Dos Golem, who previously said that for Constantine Film to keep the rights to the franchise, they have until 2026 to release this film. So we'll likely hear something about this movie soon, and we'll see if it can do better than its predecessors whenever it launches. Now, what do you think? Can PlayStation Productions deliver a movie that does justice to Resident Evil? Share your thoughts in the comments. Next, there's been multiple rumors on Xbox pushing more games multi-platform, even tentpole franchises like Gears or Halo. And now Xbox boss Phil Spencer is making headlines with his comments that more Xbox games will indeed appear on more platforms. Over on Safe State Media, Destin Legary asked Spencer if Starfield was going to stay put as an Xbox exclusive, to what Spencer replied plainly no, adding that, and I quote, "Keeping games off other platforms is not the path for us." Meanwhile, in another interview with Gamer Tag Radio, Spencer said, and I quote, "We love our platform and our hardware, but we are not going to put walls up where people can engage with the great games our studios are building. Whether it's cloud, whether it's PC, whether it's handheld, whether it's phone, whether it's PlayStation. Not just PlayStation, even Nintendo, we love what we're doing on Steam. So expect our games absolutely to show up in more and more places." There's also a recent report that they are getting ready to support the launch of Switch 2 with more Xbox games. Now, to be fair, Spencer has always said that multi-platform strategies are decided on a case-by-case basis, but last year he also said that there are no red lines that keep games from coming to other platforms as they move ahead with their latitude ambitions. 4 Xbox games launched on PlayStation last year, with Spencer saying not to expect the floodgates to open after that, only for them to reveal later that Indiana Jones was coming to PS5, and I guess this is the first time that they openly admit that Starfield could go to PS5. There has been previous rumors from Windows Central's Jess Gordon, who said that the reason for this slow rollout of Xbox multi-platform games is that not all of the Microsoft teams are ready to do multi-platform stuff, but that moving forward Xbox won't have any exclusives, with everything being time exclusive at most. We'll see if Spencer means more Bethesda and Activision stuff, or it also means that stuff like Halo and Gears will appear on PlayStation and Switch, which will be huge. Now, speaking of Gears, Phil Spencer likes to tease upcoming games with these interviews, and we have eagle-eyed Twitter leaker Ecstasis, who found that Phil had a Gears item on his shelf, and that he has been playing the classic games recently, so it could be one of those subtle hints from the executive that there's indeed a collection coming. So we'll see if those rumors turn out true as well. Now, would you like a Starfield to arrive on PS5, and what about these rumors of Gears and Halo? Let me know in the comments. And that's it for today's PlayStation news. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you don't miss any future updates. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.